Hi, this is Cousin Russ. Uh, Continuing my discussion about workspaces, I'm going to add this video to the sources workspace because there's a feature that I'm sure that some people don't know about, but I think it's a very important feature that's within Family Tree Maker. And that's got to do with the standardized ratings of our sources. So I'm going to go to Family Tree Maker, and this is the sources workspace, which I did in my last video. But what I want to do now is bring in an image just so that you can see it, because I'm going to be talking about this census record. So I have this census record that I want to talk about. And you can see it's pretty clear. And where I'm going is down toward the bottom, and the details of it's not necessarily important, but I just look at the information that's on that screen at the bottom 4 lines. You can read the clarity of the text is pretty clear. As I scroll back and forth across the page, it's pretty clear. So I'm going to minimize that because I'm now going to rate that image. I already created the citation for this image. It's in my database. It's what I did in my last video. But now I want to talk about the rating system that's within Family Tree Maker. And let me if you look down here, and let me zoom in a little bit, maybe that'll help you a little bit. I'm going to zoom in, and you see that star, this star that's right here. It's been there for a long time, but I'm going to select the name of the head of household, because that's the name fact that is for that person. You can see there it says name, and that is the fact name, and that's the name that's on the record. This is her name in my database, but this record called her Elizabeth W. And just to show you that, there's ELIZW that's on the record itself, and that's what I recorded for the name fact for this person. So now I'm going to rate that source, that census record. So I'm going to click on that star, and the star has a pop-up box. I'm going to bring it down so you can see it. And people, when it first came out, just used these star systems and click on 4 stars, and you had a 4-star rating for that site, for that source. That's not very helpful, and you make it up as you go. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to select the standardized ratings. Now, the standardized ratings are according to the genealogical proof standard terms. So if you know GPS, you know the term GPS for our research. These terms will become, you will know these terms. The way this works, I'm going to put my cursor over the word source, and the right-hand column has 2 options, original or derivative. I'm going down to clarity. It says clear or marginal. Information, the person who supplied this source had firsthand knowledge of the fact. Secondary, the person who supplied the source had only secondhand information. And there really should be a third option, which is not in 2017 yet. It's called indeterminable, meaning that you don't know who supplied the information. And the evidence, it clearly states the fact, or the fact does not answer the question. So I'm going to select source, I showed you the image, and it says original. The source is an original or image copy of the original. And that is what I'm looking at that I showed you. Is it clear? And I think that was pretty clear, at least in this fact. I get down a couple more facts and maybe it's not so clear. Did the information, the person who supplied the source had firsthand knowledge? The real answer should be indeterminable for a 1900 census. I don't have that option, but I'm going to make it second, so I'm going to make it secondary. We don't know who supplied the information. And the evidence, does it answer the question of what the person's name was? And I'm going to say yes, direct. It answers the question. And in the back of my mind, spelling doesn't count. So I'm going to make it answers the question of what the person's name is. And I click OK. Now, it's not obvious on this screen that I've done anything to rate this fact based on the image that I showed you. But I have a report, and it's in the published workspace. And I'm going down to source. I'm in a source workspace. So there are source reports, and I'm going to select documented facts. I just documented the name. I just rated the name fact for this person, and I'm going to create the report. Now, my report shows somebody else, but I wanted to show you that you can see the rating system with the 2 stars, and I actually made a update. I put a comment in my ratings field on this particular set of facts of this particular person. So you can make those comments justifying your rating. In this case, as in my example from the census record, it was 2 stars. So these facts all have been rated, fact at a time, citation at a time. I have rated that person, the person's data. Now, if I were to go to that person and I had multiple, in fact, I will go to the person, you will notice that I have several names. And if I want to evaluate how I end up with preferred, I would look at my ratings for each one of these facts and each one of the citations. So I would rate them. Let me go over here, and you'll see that this is the screen in the published workspace. This is Emma. I'm going to back over here to her, and you see that there's 2 stars. So I can look at my star rating. If I want to go into more detail, I just click on star, and there is my rating and that text that I had in the box before. So if I had multiple facts, I have 2 citations for her name, and both are 2-star rated. So my best guess at this point in time is that is the preferred name. This is the preferred birth date and year because it's got more detail. Now, that's a 2-star rating, that's a 2-star rating, but there's more detail. So I've evaluated the 2 sources, and I believe that this is more correct than the about date. So that is the rating system in Family Tree Maker 2017 in the Sources workspace. I hope that helps you. If you have any questions, leave a comment on the blog or in my Google Plus community. Thank you. Have a great day.